World Braille Day. Authorities and residents tackled the aftermath of yesterday's floods, which has resulted in widespread damage to homes, businesses and vehicles. And the Ministry of Fisheries and Ocean Resources announces the reopening of applications for loans aimed at installing RSW cooling systems with revised terms and new incentives for fishermen and boat owners.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the English News Bulletin on MMTV. I am Aisha Tashkil with the news this hour. President Dr. Mohammad Moise has commended the advocacy efforts for the rights of people with visual impairments, marking World Braille Day, with a message that underscored the transformative impact of Braille. In his statement, the President highlighted how Braille empowers individuals with visual disabilities, helping them overcome societal barriers and contribute meaningfully to national development. Braille, a crucial tool for communication and education, enables people with visual impairments to participate fully in society. President Dr. Moise praised the efforts of Maldivian advocates working to raise awareness and improve accessibility for visually impaired citizens. He stressed that it is the responsibility of every nation to ensure these individuals have access to appropriate services and resources. Reaffirming the government's commitment, the President assured that policies supporting people with disabilities would continue to be implemented with a focus on promoting inclusion, dignity, and participation in all areas of life. Heavy rainfall on January 4, 2025 has caused significant flooding across the Maldives, resulting in widespread damage to homes, businesses and vehicles. The Maldivian National Defence Force (MNDF), along with the police and National Disaster Management Authority (NDMA), is actively engaged in relief and recovery efforts as the nation battles the aftermath of the deluge.
The rainfall severely impacted residential areas, particularly in the capital Male, where floodwaters entered homes and disrupted daily life. NDMA reported receiving 774 requests for assistance, including 554 appeals to stack sandbags at entryways. Rapid assessments identified 53 residences as heavily affected and 36 deemed temporarily uninhabitable. Consequently, 226 individuals from these homes have been relocated to temporary shelters and provided with food and water. Flooding reached alarming levels in Fafetol Nilandu, where 80% of the island was submerged, and Kafetol Himafushi, where 60% of the island faced similar conditions. In Himafushi, floodwaters caused sewage leaks and electricity outages. Businesses in Male faced substantial setbacks as shops and restaurants struggled with flood damage. Many were forced to close, while some restaurants ceased delivery services entirely. Elevators in several residential and commercial buildings were reported damaged. Streets like Majidimagu and Aminimagu, already prone to flooding, became impassable, causing further disruption to local trade and transportation. Floodwaters inundated major streets in Male, submerging vehicles and creating challenges for motorists and pedestrians. Key roads such as Kamba Asarani Hingung and Izzuddin Magu saw water levels rising to over 2 feet in some areas, leaving vehicles stranded. Emergency crews worked tirelessly to clear the roads and assist those affected. Outside Male, several islands bore the brunt of the extreme weather. NDMA reported significant flooding in islands like Ra Inguradu and Shaviani Narudu, which were hit by swell waves. Heavy rains caused damage in Fafu Nilandu, Fafu Magudu and Alifdal Maamigili, among others. In Nilandu, floodwaters from 8 hours of continuous rain reached a height of 2 feet in certain areas, affecting roads and homes. Maamigili reported 4 homes impacted, 2 of which suffered severe damage. In Dalumido, 10 homes were damaged and 1 family in Fafu Fiali was forced to relocate. The Maldives Meteorological Service has downgraded its weather alert from orange to yellow and now to white. The white alert highlights adverse weather caused by a persistent low-pressure system, particularly affecting central atolls from Shabin Atoll to Kaf Atoll. Winds of 19 to 24 miles per hour, rough seas and swell surges are expected between 1 and 7 on January 4th. MNDF reported pumping out 30,569 tons of water from Mali streets during a 21-hour operation that utilized 16 pumps stationed across 6 locations. Areas like Grasfanno saw waterlogged pavements excavated to facilitate drainage. NDMA confirmed significant loss to public and private property, including damage to homes, shops and vehicles. They are coordinating with local councils under the guidance of President Dr. Mohamed Moise to assess and address the damage. Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works Adam Sharif stated that relief operations are ongoing, with priority given to the safety and well-being of affected citizens. As the nation grapples with the aftermath of this extreme weather, authorities remain on high alert to prevent further damage and provide aid to those in need. This recent flooding at the Maldives serves as a stark reminder of the warnings the nation has been raising at forums such as COP29 about the existential threat climate change poses to low-lying island nations. This incident lays bare the country's actual vulnerability to rising sea levels and extreme weather events, issues it has long championed on the global stage. As global leaders discuss climate action, the Maldives' predicament serves as a sobering call for urgent, unified efforts to address the worsening impacts of climate change.
A councillor from Himmafushi who was electrocuted while attempting to protect council property from flood damage is now in stable condition. Following the incident, the councillor was taken promptly to ADK Hospital in Male for treatment and has since been discharged. The Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works, Adam Sharif Umar, stated that ministry staff personally visited ADK Hospital to assess her condition and ensure she was receiving proper care. Kaf Himmafushi remains one of the worst affected islands, with the National Disaster Management Authority NDMA reporting that 60% of the island experienced flooding. Efforts are ongoing to drain floodwaters, with authorities actively working to manage the situation and minimize further damage. Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works Adam Sharif Umar states that the government is actively monitoring the ongoing severe weather conditions and working in close coordination with island councils to effectively manage and address the resulting challenges. Minister Sharif stated that a councillor from Himmafushi was electrocuted while attempting to protect council property from flood damage. He noted that the ministry staff had personally visited ADK Hospital to check on her condition and ensure she was receiving the necessary care. The National Disaster Management Authority (NDMA) also reported receiving 774 requests for assistance in Male, with 554 specifically seeking sandbagging support. Rapid assessments have been conducted for 53 homes, and temporary shelter and food have been provided to 226 people from 36 households. Among the hardest hit areas are Faf Atoll Nilando and Kaf Atoll Himmafushi, where extensive damage has been reported. Authorities continue to assess the impact while providing immediate relief and support to affected communities. We have more news coming up after this short break. Welcome back. Looking into more local news. The Ministry of Fisheries and Ocean Resources has announced the reopening of applications for loans aimed at installing refrigerated seawater RSW cooling systems with revised terms and new incentives for fishermen and boat owners. The initial loan scheme, introduced in collaboration with SME Development Finance Corporation (SDFC) in September of last year, received 39 applications, of which 19 were deemed eligible. The ministry is currently finalizing agreements with these eligible applicants and will begin dispersing funds once the agreements are signed. In a significant update, the ministry revealed that the loan scheme will now offer more flexibility. Applications for the financing facility will reopen on Tuesday via the SDFC portal. For the first time, loans will also be available for RSW system installations on newly constructed boats. The loans ranging from 100,000 to 200,000 rupiah will be offered without the requirement of a mortgage. Borrowers will have up to 10 years to repay the loan, including a 6-month grace period. Additionally, the scheme will now allow for the purchase of solar systems and energy-efficient generators, broadening its scope to support sustainable fishing practices. According to the government, this initiative aims to alleviate the burden on fishermen who currently face challenges in sourcing ice. The RSW cooling systems have already been installed on several fishing vessels in the southern regions, and the government's long-term goal is to equip all fishing boats with this technology. 2024 marked a year of significant achievements in the Islamic sector of the Maldives. Through comprehensive initiatives, the government prioritized strengthening Islamic education, enhancing religious services, and addressing socio-economic challenges through faith-based programs.
A cornerstone of the government's efforts was the training and development of young imams and khatibs. Over the past year, 270 khatibs were trained, including 252 in Male and 18 through a youth khatib program held in Addu. This initiative aims to produce 1,000 young khatibs within 5 years, ensuring the continuation of strong Islamic leadership across the nation. In line with President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu's manifesto, the government introduced a scheme to facilitate free Hajj pilgrimages for 1,000 underprivileged individuals over 5 years. In 2024, 50 people from the Low Income and Orphans Registry were selected to perform the Hajj, marking the beginning of a transformative initiative to ensure equal access to religious obligations. The government also took significant steps to modernize Islamic education. A collaboration with the High Commission of Pakistan led to plans for a new building for the Islamic University of Maldives, which will also host foreign students. Efforts to expand free Quran recitation classes resulted in programs being conducted in mosques across 14 atolls, including Male, Bili Male, and Hulu Male, with 29 educated individuals willing to teach students pro bono. These initiatives ensure that Islamic education is accessible to all, reflecting the administration's commitment to preserving faith and tradition. To improve the condition of mosques nationwide, the government launched the Masjid Portal, an online system for monitoring mosque conditions and addressing maintenance issues. The portal also allows for people to get to know the imams and file complaints and give feedback. The annual budget for mosque renovations was increased threefold, with 19.5 million rupiah allocated, including 4.5 million from the Waqf Fund and 15 million from the state budget. The ministry launched Atoll Waqf and City Waqf to support mosque renovations and expand Islamic activities in local communities. Revenue from leased Waqf properties was channeled towards education, health, and support for underprivileged families. Additionally, the Maldives Zakat House was established to manage the Zakat system more effectively. By investing Zakat proceedings in Sharia-compliant projects, the government enhanced financial sustainability while addressing social needs. The Zakat House also has a plot of land allocated in Hulu Male for its headquarters, slated for construction in 2025. In 2024, the Maldives Hajj Corporation implemented policies to invest in Sharia-approved areas and simplify pilgrimage processes. A cabinet paper was submitted to further develop the corporation, underscoring the government's commitment to facilitating accessible and affordable Hajj services. Between December 2023 and September 2024, 89 million rupiah was collected as property zakat, the highest in the nation's history. Of this, 12.7 million rupiah was distributed to 3,184 individuals registered under the underprivileged line, with each receiving 4,000 rupiah, the largest per capita amount ever distributed. The ministry expanded opportunities to learn Arabic, including tailored courses for imams with 96 participants across different levels, with 56 imams completing level 1 and level 2 of the course, and 40 imams currently undergoing level 3 and level 4 of the course. Efforts to establish Islamic libraries in mosques were also initiated, providing resources for spiritual and educational growth in communities nationwide. A National Assembly on Mosques was established to create a special advisory committee for the President. Composed of scholars, the committee oversees mosque conditions and offers strategic guidance on religious matters. Under the leadership of President Dr. Mohammad Moiz and with the guidance of the Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shaheen Ali Said, 2024 marked a transformative year for Islamic services in the Maldives, with record-breaking achievements in zakat collection, mosque management and religious education. These initiatives lay a strong foundation for the continued growth of Islamic institutions and practices across the nation.
The Kurudufushi mangroves are alive once more with the arrival of greater flamingos or Guduguda, heralding the start of the 2025 migratory season.
On the morning of the 3rd of January, 5 of these striking birds were spotted resting in the mangroves, delighting locals. Since 2021, these majestic visitors have become a regular feature of the Maldives migratory season, captivating both residents and tourists alike. Although not native to the Maldives, greater flamingos make regular stopovers during their epic migration between India and Africa, covering distances of up to 18,000 kilometers. The mangroves of Kurudufushi and nearby islands like Shaviani Funadu provide them with ideal resting and feeding spots. Their vivid pink plumage, a result of their diet of algae and brine shrimp, creates a stunning contrast against the lush greenery of the mangroves, making their visits a truly picturesque spectacle. These graceful birds are protected under the Environment Protection and Preservation Act, which enforces strict measures to ensure their safety. It is illegal to harm, capture, or trade flamingos, underscoring the Maldives' dedication to safeguarding its wildlife and the migratory species that graces its shores. Flamingos were first observed in large numbers in the Maldives in 2021, catching many by surprise. Their annual visits have since become a cherished event, highlighting the ecological significance of the islands and the need to preserve their natural habitats. The return of the flamingos is a delightful way to begin the new year, showcasing the Maldives' vital connection to the natural world. Residents and visitors are encouraged to admire these birds responsibly, allowing them to continue their journey undisturbed.
That concludes all the news we have for you this hour. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for other programs on the channel. Have a wonderful day.